and welcome to the Vindolanda excavation blog for 2013. It's been a little while since we posted a video, so I thought I'd try and post something up this afternoon which will let you know exactly where we're up to after exactly 9 weeks of work. Things have gone relatively well right up until in the last week, and then we've had a little bit of a downside which I'll explain in a moment, but by and large we've got some fantastic Roman archaeology. And to start with, you may remember that we thought we had original 3rd century structures. And this wall, if I can point down in front of you, this wall here, going down into the distance, appears to have been an east-west orientated building, contemporary with the foundation of the fort in 213. Possibly some kind of barrack structure, and what we're finding now is that we've got a roadway that separates two of these. So if I come down onto the cobbles here, we're standing on the original road surface of the 3rd century road. You'll be able to see we've got a super roadside drain that runs right along the south side of the building. The flagstone's still intact there, and the roadway carries on for probably around about 4 or 5 metres wide. And if we swing over this latest 4th century wall, what we've found this week is that we've got the next building over now. So this stratigraphical relationship here, you can see the roadside drain on the opposite side, on the south side of the road, the 3rd century, possibly barrack wall running underneath this late flagging that we've got from a 4th century building. And then, although it's been interrupted ever so slightly, we've picked up the building's west wall, which runs down with a lovely doorway made of flags in the centre, which is the wall down here. And then this is the major bugbear, because what we've found is that the wall has been on the south side completely robbed out. And if I stand back from the trench, hopefully this will become even more apparent. Now, we're quite used to robber trenches at Vindolanda in the 18th and 19th century, when the local farmers are needing stone. It's a perfect supply. You know, you go and plunder the local Roman fort. A lot of these buildings probably still standing proud of the surface. What we're not used to is a robber trench which is over 7 metres wide. So you can see all of this barren expanse there, stark contrast to the stratified stone buildings we have on the left hand side that we picked up earlier in the season. And basically they haven't been interested in anything apart from the dressed masonry. They've left all the old boulders, the core stones from the walls are still in position in here, so it's absolutely reasonably hard work to dig through. Thankfully for us though, they haven't been too concerned with the artefacts. So although they've stolen the stone, endless pieces of pottery, animal bone and other parts of material culture have been redeposited into the backfill of that trench. So we've done relatively well in that regard. But I must say, you know, it's left a huge scar in the centre of the excavation. And at this point I'd like to have a big thank you to our cohort of volunteers who have been working in this in the last 3 weeks, because in comparison to the nicely stratified Roman stuff we had in the first part of the season, it's been a bit of a shame to see this. However, everybody stoically got stuck in. We've moved the vast majority of it now. There's a huge bump in the grass just on the south side, underneath the wheelbarrows there, which we all think probably indicates its southern limit. So we're very nearly there now, and hopefully we'll get back into stratified Roman remains. Towards the eastern side of the trench, things are still going quite nicely. Nice 4th century building stones there of a structure that's still under excavation. We're not really very sure what it is yet, but it's to the eastern side of the robber trench. We've got the turn of some of our original structures, and if you look carefully you can see how all of these line up. This nice wall right in the centre of shot going all the way up to the north, and if you look past the fence, look how clearly that lines up with the eastern wall of the Praetorium that was excavated in 1997-98. You know, fantastic Roman military planning. And then we've got some interesting stuff on the rampart as well. Move over there. These really are a late flagged surface. There's the fort wall. Rampart's still under turf, some of the cliff and the rampart starting to emerge. And this is so much higher up, with such a depth of soil covering the 3rd century structures up to its base, that it must be 4th century and probably a lot later than that. One or two nice little items of material culture coming off the floor, including diagnostically late Roman pot types, so your bits of Crambeck ware, Huncliffe ware, calcite gritted materials, they're all lying around trapped within the floor flags there, which at least given us a half reasonable date for it. And then moving a little bit further down into the trench, just to finish up with, we seem as if we have the primary cobbles of the Intervallum Road. So there's the the east gate of the fort, just on the right of the metal barrier there, the rampart with the white poles sticking in. The trench, by the way, cut into there is a one cut by Ian Richmond, we think in the 1930s, looking for the original fort gateway. Unsurprisingly, he dug his trench where it should have married up with the western gateway, but it was a slightly different altered portal on the eastern side, and of course it wasn't there. So we picked up the remains of his trench, and then you can see the flagged surface there, and then the cobbled base of what we think is the Intervallum Road, running just down the eastern side of our barracks, stables, workshops, whatever they prove to be, when we finally get some material that shines light on that. And that's just about where we are at the end of 9 weeks. Another perfect spring day. We've been quite lucky with the weather this year. It's been really dry, and hopefully we'll be able to crack the rest of this robber trench, get back into stratified Roman remains, and the picture will continue. So watch this space for the next video update.